Hello and welcome to the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. It's March, it's qualifier race number 1. And yes, you are here for the women's race with me, Matt Payne, temporarily, and Emma Martin, who will be here all the way through from the flag that waves the riders away to the archway at the finish line of our race here today.
Yes, I will be with us all the way today, watching the Fast Furious racing from all 6 categories here in Alula on the 1st of March. 44.3 kilometres of racing today, 362 metres of climb. And, well, I do like this course. It's really, really punchy. You come out of the pen, and that first sprint, the first of 3 sprints today, is at that 3 kilometre marker. We then go into the Alpha Hills. That's the first of the 3 climbing sections. It's very rolling, as you can see from the map in front of you. 7 rollers on that climb, then through the Alula Cave sprint at the 15.2 kilometre marker, and onto the Vessel Rock climb, a multi-stepped climb. And it won't be till we get to that final long step on that climb that we see any potential breakaways go. Very quickly stay off of that plateau. Stepped descent through the Newtown sprint, which is the final sprint today of those 3, and then the Face Rock climb, 3 small rollers before that final 4.7 kilometre run to the finish line, where that checkered flag will be waving. Think fast, think furious, think punchy power, and you've got the type of racing we're going to see today.
I'm out of breath, and I was just doing the actions to what you were saying there here in the studios. Wow, it is a great course, and I agree with you. I think it's one of the great racing courses because don't be fooled by the scale of the course profile. When you look at that scale at the side, and it's at, it's sub 200 meters. To the top of the climb, it's 150 meters, I think, to the top of the climb. 77 meters, the biggest descent. It's really going to be a course that you can race hard and really judge your efforts. And I do like that about the course when we go to Alula. All 6 race categories written down on our start pens, waiting to start. Category 6, our standard race category. Category 1, our elite riders, the same in the men's race that will be taking place. Our first riders in the men's race going away in just over 1 hour's time. Our women's race away here with the 6 categories all lined up. Now, last week was our finals. And in the finals, we had some fantastic race action in the women's race. I watched the racing back because I had to disappear halfway through, and it was absolutely brilliant. Now, we're going to talk about our teams first. And I've got to say, congratulations to the Velocity Vipers, who took the win in Category 6 last week. They took the win from the Cycling District squad ahead of Cherry Pies, the FCC Family Cycle Club, Cadence Crew, and the Kitty Hawk Racing squad. Now, only 2 of those squads are back with us this week because, of course, there's no team prize this week. But it does mean that the teams get that little bit of a chance to breathe, to just think about how they're going to maybe play it differently when we get to our finals at the end of March. Category 6, always competitive racing individually as well as in the teams. The team race was great. It was really good to see.
It was really good, and the individual performances were also fabulous. A number of riders being rewarded with the progression to Category 5. Barbara Heron and Marika Notes, who we've seen getting stronger and stronger in the Category 6 races month by month, being progressed to Category 5 today for the 1st of March.
Well, it's time to go racing here on MyWhoosh on qualifier number 1 in March on the Sunday Race Club. Our riders up and away. As you can see, those purple jerseys leaving the pens at the moment. The flags are waving at the side of the road as they make their way out on to the course here in Alula. And this start absolutely critical. Get into the group or be chasing potentially without result, because I think for me, the way that this start runs, we've got a headwind initially, and you can see that top right-hand side of the screen. It's nearly 10 kilometers an hour headwind. If you're not in that group, if you're not in the slipstream, you're really going to be suffering.
Yeah, and you really do want to be in the draft. One of the new riders to the Sunday Race Club. Welcome, Zoe Kumbaroff, joining us on the Sunday Race Club. A number of new riders across the men's and the women's categories today. So really good to see we still have new riders joining the Sunday Race Club. 212 women on the start sheets today for the 1st of March. That is also really good to see. But Category Category 6, interesting today, our smallest race field with 26 riders. But there are some really strong ones, as you do mention, Matt. And Adriana Barco, one of the riders in the mix, nicely in the draft. You can see that because on the white bar where we're looking at Adriana's stats, it's flickering that middle number between green and black. The green with the 3 chevrons, the most amount of draft available to the rider. Green with 2, green with 1, a lesser amount but still in the draft before the number goes black. And then there's no draft and you're out in the wind.
Indeed, Adrian Barco taking 14th place, top 15 position last week individually, and riding for the Cherry Pies team. One of those counting riders with Georgina Jones, Jacqueline Kirchner as well. Up inside. In fact, she was just ahead of a teammate for Nishikon Sarasu as well. So they really did a great job there of packing the riders 9th to 15th place in that team in the Cherry Pie squad of Adriana Barco.
Yeah, and Georgina Jones, actually from the Cherry Pies, who led that team home last week in that competition, setting a number of personal bests as well. So another rider coming into some great form. Jacqueline Almeida is one of our riders who is bouncing a little bit. And when I say bouncing, she's bouncing between Category 6 and Category 5. She's just on the borderline, and it is really interesting to see. So great to have her back in Category 6. But I can't see it being long until she moves back up again. She's a strong rider, and week in, week out, she gets stronger and stronger, and she's pushing on that door.
And it's good to see the Brazilian squad represented there, proudly wearing the green, yellow and black there. So bon dia to Jacqueline Almeida. Really looking forward. Emma and I have the privilege of putting words to the action for the XCE, the Mountain Bike Eliminator. That's going back to Sao Paulo once again, one of the hot spots of Mountain Bike Eliminator. A very different type of racing, but it's great to see so many people out and riding. And Brazil is such a powerhouse of cycling.
Well, it is, and cycling esports is exactly that as well. The Brazilian riders, you can see three Brazilian riders on our screens at the moment in Category 6 here, and numerous more of them throughout the other 5 categories who are waiting down in the start pen.
I make it 4 in total.
Oh, well
I've just been counting. It's about the limit because I've run out of fingers on one hand. If I go one more than that, we're in trouble. So at the moment, the riders on the way out. You can just see one rider at the back here just having to push to get into that draft. A little bit of churn on the front as the riders start to move in and through. You need to be in that draft as you go into the headwind. As you go into a tailwind, the advantage of being in the bunch is not so great, but really interesting as we come around at the moment. Our first sprint is at 3 kilometers into this race route. We're 2/3 of the way there at 2 kilometers, but we have a tailwind stretch now for quite a way, and that is where you really find that picking your position for the draft, it can make some difference, but it is a chance just to take a breather, just to reset. And I like the fact on this course that you've got that almost reset. You've done the hard graft of going into the headwind and that crosswind, and then you get that little bit of a breather. You can reset before you go into the sprint and almost just do a little bit of recuperation.
Yeah, and I think that actually is the nature of this course today. There are plenty of opportunities on this course for a reset or to take a rest, a micro rest, even on the climb, on the main climb today, because there are 6 steps on that main climb. There are opportunities for micro rests on the flat plateaus in between. And in fact, between all of the features on the course, if you can sit in the pack and you can stay with the pack, there's some real opportunities to recover, bring that heart rate down, and then go again. Bring the heart rate down, go again. Jacqueline Almeida will be one of those riders looking to do that. She's a strong rider, and I expect her to be there or thereabouts today. But Jessica Hamilton at the moment is the rider leading them into the arch, which is just coming up around the corner here. It's the first sprint checkpoint, and Jessica Hamilton doing what she does. Georgina Jones, interestingly, pushing on as well. She's been very strong on all of the segments recently, and I think that is an eye for the fact that some of the sprints are after the climbs today.
So if you look at the top left-hand side of your screen, you can see those riders going through that checkpoint in Category 6 with Hamilton leading from Jones, from Hadjuk, Kumbarov, then the rest of the bunch chasing behind. Points available, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 points at each checkpoint, whether that is the climb checkpoint or the sprint checkpoints. The sprint checkpoints, 3 sprint checkpoints today, so a maximum score would be 15 points. 3 climb checkpoints, maximum score in the climbs competition, 15 points. The overall winner and the overall leader get to wear the green skin suit, and you can see that at the moment being worn by the avatar of Jessica Hamilton, who's just dropped into the back of this group now as we go on to this race. And I think that's one of the things with this sprint, measuring your effort into the first sprint, because immediately after we go over this rise and then we drop back down again. Hamilton at the moment dropping right the way down those watts. You can just see currently sitting at 2 watts per kilo. She's gone out, got the checkpoint prize, so there's money in the bank, or will be.
And this is why the likes of Georgina Jones pushed on for that second place, because she knows Jessica Hamilton, she's a very, very strong sprinter, and that really is her forte. And she will do this. She'll come out, she'll take the sprints before the climbs, but she knows, she knows at the moment, I'm going to say at the moment, she can't always compete with the rest of the category 6 field on the climbs. And we see her doing this, going for the sprint early, racing to her strengths, and then settling in for the rest of the race. And the riders who potentially have come second and third in that first or second sprint checkpoint, picking up the main points in the third or fourth sprint.
I agree. And I think it's really, I think Hamilton will be ruining the fact that you've got this rise immediately after, because she expended that energy. She went into the race, really pushed on to go through the sprint. And then you can see here our riders going into zone 5, zone 6, going over the top. They're just starting to ease off as they come over the top, but they've put the gap in. And the time gap has opened up back to Hamilton over the top, distanced off the back of the camera shot now. And if you're in that leading group, you're in the right place. That's where you need to be. You need to be in the wheels going in, because once your distance, it is so hard to get back on.
But that is the difference about different race strategies and different race tactics. For some of these racers here, their eye is on the finish line. Their eye is on a podium position today. We have a climbing competition and we have a sprint competition as well. And those may well be targets in their own right for some of our riders and racers, and legitimate targets as well. You know, the goal of today could be to come out and get as many points as possible in the sprint competition, or as many points as possible in the climbing competition. And your eye is not on a podium at the end. Each of those decisions will lead to a very different set of racecraft for the riders in the pack, and you'll see different tactics and different strategies playing out depending upon what the key objective is.
Yep. And we're going to see that across all 6 race categories. So we see exactly the same thing you just talked about there in category 6 as we do in category 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And it's not all that long before we move on to our next category. So category 6 in the purple jerseys, currently at the 4.9 kilometre mark, heading for the 5K marker. Their next set of challenges realistically are going to be at 7.2K when they enter the Alphagar Hills, heading for that 10.8K checkpoint on the climbs. Let's move across into category 5 in terms of our team's competition for last week, because it was our finals, as well, of course, as the riders who are here. Category 5 last week, the pedal artists from the Fem Cycle Collab took top spot from the pedal dancers, with Cycling District again figuring highly. 3rd place for them, ahead of Aeronova in 4th. The Cycling District's second squad came in 5th place, but the team leading it out, the team from the pedal artists from the Fem Cycle Club, Karen van der Rijt, Maria Wilhelm, Anta Denise, and Ewa Skiska.
Can I just say, there's a really nice bit of symmetry actually, because the FCC pedal artists 5th, 10th, and 20th were the top 3 placed riders to take away that competition. Loved that one, I noticed.
I thought that might appeal to the statistician in you.
Just the, numerical patterning was wonderful.
Well, it was 5, 10, 20. It's now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go time for category 5 here on the Sunday Race Club on qualifier number 1 in March. Time flies when you're having fun on the Sunday Race Club. Our runners out of the pen. It's not going to be much fun sprinting out, staying the wheels. Good to see Hala Obeid at the moment, just on our screens in person on the left-hand side of your screen. You can see focused on the race screen in front. Nice pedal cadence here, 93 revs per minute, just accelerating out. A little bit of a bump here in the road, a little bit of a rise as the Safari Jeeps come in the opposite direction. And the riders at the moment cresting that little bit of a rise. And you could just see the pedal cadence go down to about 70 and then pick up again as you go over the top.
Well, 30 riders on the start sheets in category 5 today. Megan Albin and Katie Kansara-Jones, 1 and 2 last week in that February final, progressing to Category 4. I think they will both do really well in that category and really are, well deserved. Brawl, Van der Act, and Tejeros were the rest of the top 5. Candice Dobbins on your screen at the moment. Also, strong rider in this category, and great to see her in the mix, in the pack, out of the pen, and rolling strongly.
And Dobby's one of those riders, I think, who we're going to see improve as she gets used to riding on the platform, as she makes that. And it's not something that happens overnight, even for the most adaptive of riders. Those people who can jump on any bike, on any platform, on any discipline, and jump on board and just get used to it really quickly. Even if you're like that and you're really able to adapt to different things very quickly, it still takes time to maximize the power.
Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, you know.
Well, yes, we haven't all won the multiple titles of cyclocross road and mountain bike in the same year.
Yes.
For a start.
Well, there you go. That's the rider who can jump across multiple disciplines. Brooke Samuel on your screen, one of the riders ever present on the Sunday Race Club. She really is one of the riders we look forward to seeing. And very, very dark outside the window, early hours of the morning for Brooke Samuels, or should I say darkness of night. It is around 2:30, I think, at the moment where Brooke is, and I think that's interesting, isn't it? Because the time change with Ramadan has really shifted things globally around the world in terms of the times our riders get on the bikes to race. Our American colleagues from the USA, who normally at 2:30 in the morning are racing their bikes on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, are now racing them at around 9 a.m. And waking up normally, but our New Zealand colleagues are the ones getting up and racing very early on Monday morning.
I've got to say, I haven't actually changed my alarm time.
Really?
Yes.
So even though the broadcast time has shifted, your alarm time is still going off as though it's a very early morning broadcast?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a reason for that.
Each to their own.
There is a reason for that. I've been going out on the bike.
Oh, well, there we go.
Because instead of having time after the shows, I've got time before the shows. I've been riding the bike with the local bike club, the Guidon Mansoir, which means handlebar club, basically.
Excellent.
Ancient bike club, like over 100 years old. Very impressive.
Well, Barbara Heron, I've just seen her on our screens, the rider who's come up from Category 6 for March. Magdalena Brawl is here, Alzat Johnson, Santos, Tejeros is here as well, Londano. I was going to say, Tejeros, Adeline Tejeros is one of the riders I think she's one of our what I call our under the radar riders. We don't see her in the pack, and all of a sudden at the finish line, boom, she's there. She has great racecraft.
How does it go?
Boom, she's there.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll see whether or not there will be some boom there, but we will have to see. It is, I think, for me, very interesting when we see these riders like go under the radar, just suddenly really bring themselves to the fore. The team that brought themselves to the fore, right at the front, the Rebel Rush team in Category 4, taking away the race-winning Category 4 in the team competition in our finals last week from Cycling District in second, with Power Bikes in third. Rebel Union, who are back this week, they took fourth place last week, just in front of the Fem Cycle Collab What Works squad and the Fem Cycle Collab Pedalicious squad, who were ahead of the FCC What Warriors as well. A real FCC volume of riders in the Category 4 results when they came in and through. And that was as they were racing for the team win. On the left-hand side of your screen, team sprint, it's not, because Category 5 go underneath, or the leaders go through with Artroga taking away the points there and taking away the checkpoints as well, taking that checkpoint price in Category 5. So Category 5 just going through the 3K mark. Have you got the top 5 there, Emma?
Yeah, I have. So Artruga, Skiska, Moroka, Fredholm and Tejeros all going through picking up points in that competition. 22 riders in that leading group.
So that was Category 5, 3K ahead of Category 4, who've left the pens. They're out on to the course at the moment. We're in with Gina Van Rossum. I was just mentioning the Fem Cycle Collab squads, the vast volume of Fem Cycle Collab.
I know, it's
squads.
fabulous in every single category.
Really, really. And I've got to say, a massive thank you to everybody who puts in the work for that.
Yeah, and behind the scenes, and Gina Van Rossum, part and parcel of that team. Alice Lethbridge, Gina Van Rossum, Dana Wagner, all working behind the scenes to coordinate those teams week in, week out on the Sunday Race Club, and absolutely fabulous. So Gina racing in Category 4, and the look of concentration on her face there, but also busy behind the scenes, coordinating and working as a team across the 6 categories, putting those riders together.
And I've got to say, they are the lifeblood of cycle sport, the people who do the voluntary work in the background. And that's irrespective
I don't think
of
any
whatever.
sport, any sport could survive without the numbers of numerous volunteers
100%,
week in, week out that help and support the teams and racing and events around the globe.
Yeah, and today we had a volunteer driving the team car behind the club today.
Did you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I didn't see much of him, I have to say. I was told I could put the jersey in there, and I was thinking to myself, I wouldn't have this issue if I was riding on MyWhoosh. It'd have been too warm and nowhere to put my jersey.
Well, I'm just going to mention one of the riders who took 14th place last week, actually, from that Pedalicious Femcycle Club squad, Femke Vassen. And the reason I wanted to just put a little call out and say what a great race she had last week was she took 1 minute, 5 minute, and 20-minute PRs in that competition last week. So great racing from her. Another rider on our screen who we see great racing for, Seba Al Ray. She is, well, can I just say, I don't know how Seba does it week in, week out. She always looks so happy to be on her bike. She must love racing.
100%. And Seba invariably smiling when we go to her. I must have admit as well. Always gives us a wave, which I then do this mad wave in the studio back to Seba and everybody in the studio. Her performances have been really good.
Yeah, she took 10th place last week in that final, 16 seconds back. So you can see how close it was.
Yeah.
So a great performance from her to make that top 10 last week. And, again, actually, she in herself set a 5-second best. Now, Alma Mongeli, also part and parcel of that Femcycle Club crew, in the Femcycle Club kit on your screens at the moment.
So, ciao, Alma. Good to see you on our screens once again. We often go into the pain cave with Alma, and you can just see the focus at the moment on the ride, making sure that she's in that right place in that draft. Got the 3 chevrons in there. Certainly making sure that she uses her effort very wisely. There, you just saw the watts just drop back there.
Well, I think
to 90 watts.
I think this is a good course for her today.
Yes.
She is that type of rider. Rebecca Johnson, for me, she's in her pain cave at the moment. One of the riders who we often see racing on the Sunday Race Club, and then if you follow her on social media, she's out jumping horses, which is absolutely fabulous to see as well.
Let's just clarify this. Jumping horses sat on the horse, not jumping over the horse.
Leapfrogging over the horses, no. But it is
that would
good
be
to
a
see
dangerous thing to try. Don't try this at home, folks.
For me, Rebecca Johnson likes a good long climb. I'm not sure this is the type of course she will really love today, but one of the riders really loving it in Category 6, Monica Hadjuk, just going underneath the polka dot banner. That is at the 10.8 kilometre marker at the Alpha Qua Hills. That's those 7 rolling hill sections early on the course, and great to see her picking up that polka dot skin suit and those 5 points.
So let's move quickly on to Category 3. Teams here today, Racing Cycling District and the Femcycle Club represented. It was the pedal pushers from Femcycle Club who took the win with Horner, Carolus and Vittler. The counting riders backed up by Robel. They were ahead of the Bonk Brigade in second, of the Blue Breakaways in third, Cycling District in fourth and fifth places, with the Riot Squad in sixth, Femcycle Club Shane Rigas in seventh. I'm just working my way down here. The Speed Squares in eighth place as the riders go away in Category 3 on the very first qualifier of March on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. If you are joining us, thank you very much for joining. We have 6 race categories. You're currently watching Category 3 go away, Category 6 go first, and then we work our way right through to Category 1 with the riders' proven performances making their positions. That gives you the allocation where they are racing as those riders are in categories. Now, our riders are racing out and around the world. In Colombia at the moment, Laura Taconis on the screens, and I think that's Catherine Montoya.
company in the pain cave. I think you will be correct.
There you go.
Fabulous to see them both and sitting in that pain cave together, and both of them in this Category 3 race.
And both able to wave.
I know, but
you're on the race start of waving.
Catherine Montoya going up to Category 3 very recently, and we see from Category 3 Celine Bourbasson and Anna Embring, who took 1 and 2 last week, going up to Category 2. So that is going to be a really interesting race for them. 37 riders on the start sheets in Category 3 today. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what this duo can do. There's something about riding with a racer next to you that it just, we see it sometimes on the Sunday Race Club, where we go into someone's pain cave and there's 1, 2, 3 riders sometimes riding and racing as a community together, and it's absolutely lovely to see. It's a big packed field today in Category 3, and you can see how wide across the road they are. Emily Nyquist is here, Salgado Vrobel, Alice Lethbridge is here, Anouk Bruget is in the mix. There is Emily Nyquist for you on our screens at the moment. You can see the headset there. Either the music is pumping or she's got teammates in her ears, possibly even both.
Yes, if you're very smart, you can get both working at the same time.
You can.
Through your headsets, and communication really key. Emily Nyquist taking 7th place last week in the racing. The second counter in that Riot 3 squad, who took 6th place, came over the line and in 7th place at 0.945 of a second behind the leader coming over the line. Another of those wonderful race sprints coming into the finish. The team time was 9 minutes 35 behind, but Daniels, who came in, literally came over the line in 4th place at pretty much the same time as the race winner. I mean, it was nothing to separate them.
No, it was so close. So Celine Bourbasson, Anna Embring, Caroline Manfron, Gemma Daniels, Sabrina Horner, Laura Vanenpar, Emily Nyquist, Angel Hadlock, Sarah Corrales, and Ulina Volos rounded out the top 10 last week.
Okay, let's take a little bit of a jump across here as we jump in with De Pavia at the moment. Just see nicely tapping out a rhythm, 93 revs per minute. There's a common thread here. People who are tapping out a nice rhythm, I always say around about the 90s. Nice, responsive cadence, which means that when somebody pushes, you can really accelerate up really quickly, but you can ease back off. It's nice. It's a very... it's a good manoeuvring revs that you're pedaling.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because whilst we drop in with Lorena Beltran, she's down at 77 RPM, and it is, I was going to use the phrase horses for courses, but it's very personal, actually, the revs that riders use on cycling esports. Some prefer a much slower rev, some prefer a much higher, and we've seen a real mix across the board on the Sunday Race Club, but Beltran at the moment looking comfortable.
And it's a good way, I think, the lower revs that you see where you're doing the sort of the 70s and 80s to get lots of power out. And I don't dispute that at all. For me, having the flexibility of those slightly higher revs, that lets you pick up the speed a little bit quicker, a little bit easier to modulate that speed. And it's not about, when you're riding in this pack, positioning and saving energy for those key moments is so critical. We're 600 meters away from the sprint. It's around that right-hand turn here in Category 3. So making sure that you're waiting to launch at the right time, you're waiting to kick at the correct time, you're not pushing too hard too soon, but at the same time, you are also ready to kick and put down masses of power. So you need that to be ready. We're just starting to see the moves going now. We're coming into this right-hand turn in Category 3. Less than 300 meters to go to the first checkpoint, the first awarded prizes of the day. And at the moment, Karen De Pavia starting to kick onto the heels of Weinenpar, but Weinenpar at the moment holding off De Pavia. De Pavia is coming with more watts per kilo, but this is about watts. It's about pure power. Over the line goes Weinenpar. She takes away the checkpoint. She takes away the 5 points, going over ahead of the Pavia, going through, taking away the 4 points there. Very, very interesting to see the work that's being done there.
Yeah, and I think it was interesting there watching Takanas and Montoya as well, because whilst they weren't contending the sprint, you could see the continued push from them to make sure that they stayed in the pack. And like we've said before, on previous broadcasts, that the riders in the pack need to push to stay with the group and pick up to zone 5, zone 6, even to stay in the mix. Category 6 at the 15-kilometre marker. This is sprint number 2, and Georgina Jones, who took second place in that first sprint, doing the business on the front here, leading them through. Jacqueline Almeida will take the 4 points behind us. You can see that green skin suit coming off the shoulders of Hamilton and going onto the shoulders of Jones. Limbaga coming through as well. That was really interesting as we just saw them come through at that point. So Jones, Almeida, Limbaga, Jurac and Hadjuk, the top 5 riders picking up points there. The leading group in category 6 down to 9 riders now at the 15.4 kilometre marker.
So we're just over a third of the race distance done for category 6 at the moment. The first riders out from our start pens. And at the moment, down to 9 riders, as Emma's just said, with the green jersey being held by Georgina Jones after 2 out of the 3 sprints. After the first climb, Monica Hadjuk in category 6 holding on to that polka dot skin suit as the leader over the top of the climb that brought us to that checkpoint on the Alpha Car Hills. That was rolling hills, a very different style of climb at the Vessel Rock climb to come.
Yeah, and you can see here on the top right-hand corner of your screen, category 5 going into the latter 2 punches on this rolling section of hills for the Alpha Car Hills. The banner is at the top of the second climb, but the push is on at the moment from Fredholm on the front. Johnson, Wilhelm, De Silva, all in the mix. It's still a good-sized group of riders here in Category 6. And you can see Carla Atruga in here as well, wearing that green sprinter's skin suit. This is the type of climb that really suits a sprinter. Someone with a punch who can put the power down and then recover, power down and then recover. And if you are one of the riders who likes a longer, steadier climb and you're a bit more of a diesel engine, these climbs are shocking because you just lose the back of the group. Don't smile at me. You just lose the back of the group over one of the top of the rises and the group goes away very, very quickly. I can tell you, it happened to me on Tuesday.
Indeed, I was going to say there was a voice of experience talking there in terms of diesel engine. Diesel Emma on my left here in the studios. This is high octane petrol that burns fast but doesn't last very long, Matt, on the other side of the studio. And at the moment, the riders have to get the nitrox going because that sprint banner is coming up. The sprint is on. It may be a climb, but this is a sprint run, and it is going to be our sprint leader who's going to go underneath the banner first, or are they? They are just Brooke Samuel almost taking that. But Carla Atruga now using those sprint skills. And I agree with you. Sprint skills work if you can repeat them. Not all sprinters. Some sprinters are great at the end of a long stage or end of a race to do one big, proper sprint. And by proper, I mean a flat-out one-off effort that leaves you absolutely wrecked afterwards. That's not the case here.
Well, 12 riders in that leading group in Category 5. Ultruga leading them through. Samuel Alzat, Skirska and De Silva all picking up points in that climbing competition.
So it's time to move on from Category 3 out on the road, and 4, 5 and 6 and move across to Category 2 where our team competition comes into play. Lots of teams in the mix once again. The Category 2 Outcasts were our winners in our finals in February with Carrie Stewart, Stephanie Briggs and Mally Steer, backed up by Holly Bergin. The team counters there taking the win ahead of the Watt team in second, the Fem Cycle Club United Kent's crew in third. We've got the Core Power by Spritz team in fourth, Riot in fifth, Velocity Vikings in sixth, the Core Squad in seventh, and Tipperdean Race team in eighth. So we've got the FCC United Squad in ninth, and Right to be in 10th place. I'm rattling through them quickly because we've got less than 10 seconds to go to the race start of Category 2. Lots of teams racing here today. Lots of very strong riders. It's time to go racing in Category 2 in qualifier race number 1 on the third month of 2026.
It is indeed the third month of 20. I can't believe it. It may be the 1st of March, but today we have got 45 riders in Category 2. It's our largest race field today, and Holly Bergin right on the front at the start. Jenny X, Stephanie Briggs, Carrie Stewart, Mally Steyer there, Megan Stevens, Emma Todd, Milane Proust, Jenny Eck. I could just read the entire list because it is absolutely class race field. I could say Sylvia Guerrea and Rachel Brown have gone up into Category 1 after their performance last week. And what a performance we had in the Category 2 race field. Nielsen took the win from Guerrea, Brown, Haag and Wiseman. But the Cat 2 Outcasts took the team competition by 19 seconds from the Watt team. The FCC United Cadence team in third were only 56 seconds back. Absolutely brilliant. Ruchi Reese on your screen. You might be seeing some similarities between some of these riders at the moment because a number of them are wearing the MyWhoosh Championship kit from 2025.
So the MyWhoosh Championship, the 7-stage stage race that took place in 2025 and 2023. You can watch that back on the MyWhoosh YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribe to the MyWhoosh YouTube channel. Hit the same button if you're on Twitch TV. You can check that back. You never know. We may be seeing Christy Tracy from the United States of America racing in a championship in the future. If it happens, we don't know if it will. We've got our fingers crossed in the studio because we absolutely love it. I think it's my favourite cycling esports event ever.com. And I've seen a lot and done a lot of riding on cycling esports.
Well, it's funny you say that because
my favourite.
When I was having a little chat with Nicole Mayer on the Virtual Velo podcast, it was her favourite race of the year too.
Well, there you go, Christy, a fellow rider from the United States of America, in Nicole Mayer, somebody who went to the World Championship, saying it was her favourite event to ride. So put the time off once we know if it's going to take place, and if it is, when it's going to take place. Fingers crossed. I'm touching wood right now because I'm actually sat on a wooden bench in the studio.
Well, the performance of some of the riders last week on the Sunday Race Club in Category 2, really strong performances. Some really good racing from Carrie Stewart, Hayley Simmons and Holly Bergin, all setting some PBs. Rhiannon Denton on your screen at the moment, the rider from the UK, and always strong performances from Denton, and always good to see her right in the mix. Denton, part and parcel of that Fem Cycle collab crew. And as we've said, it's really interesting and absolutely fabulous to see the fact that they are across all 6 categories. Some of the other squads are getting there as well. Cycle District are one of those teams also who do that as well. And we see some similarities there as well in the men's competition with teams now starting to evolve across all 6 of those categories too. This is something I really love to see. I mean, I would love to see more of. It really allows those riders to progress, but stay on the same squad.
Yes, and I think that's really key for me is when riders are moving through those categories and they're putting in different performances, because of course life continues around our riders, and what's going on in their life changes depending. Everyone's circumstances can change, and it depends where you are in life as to what you performance quite often you can put down. Good to see Brittany Litton on the other side of the globe from us here in the studios. Brittany, one of our regular fearsome competitors. Yeah. I bet she's competitive making a cup of tea.
Well, say things like that, you make me giggle and then I can't get my words out.
Well, you've run out of time as well because Category 1 are waiting to go, and you've run out of time to answer that comment. So let's go across to Category 1 now. The Category 1 team competition. It's been very interesting seeing how that has developed over time across the race categories. And I'm going back quite a long time. We've had the team competition a long time, and we've had for a long time Ablock International and Sweat Sensation being there. The FCC Endorphins, Francesca Tomasi, Elise Gallegos, Camilla Arberg, Mina Koisten, and Elizabeth Van Heuling took away the team win in the team competition. From the Sweat Sensations in second place, Guerra for Mayer and Bruni, with Ablock International's McCarthy, Korchinski, Hermansen, Holcroft, and Soderstrom in third place.
Well, and can I just tell you, it was really, really obvious from the get-go they were racing for the team competition last week. It's going to be interesting to see what they do today. We're in with Camilla Ahlberg as the lights go green. And congratulations, I want to say at the start here, to Camilla Ahlberg, along with some of the other riders from Sweden, about being shortlisted for the Female Cyclist of the Year.
Yes, I did see this. I thought I was so impressed. I mean, the way that you're up against some great riders. Don't get me wrong. I've had the pleasure of talking to Jenny Risvert's one of them at the mountain bike. An incredible rider, real inspiration. But it should take nothing away from the fact that these riders are inspirational here, and riders like Camilla Ahlberg are really inspirational riders out and racing on cycling esports, something that is accessible to far more people than any other discipline.
Well, and can I say, when you look at the shortlist of riders, and it is out there on social media, do take a look. It's fabulous to see cycling esports as part and parcel of that mix. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, because I've got a few other things I'd like to say about that. But Nicole Mayer on your screen at the moment, she's neatly in this bunch, neatly in the group, part and parcel of that Sweat Sensations crew. They took second place in that team competition last week, 35 seconds back from the Endorphins. Ablock International took third, 57 seconds back. So all three of those squads within a minute in that competition.
All the three squads within 1 minute, so teeing us up very nicely for today's racing here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. It's qualifier race number 1 for March. All 6 of our race fields away. Category 6, the first riders out from the pen. Category 1, the last riders out from the pen. And with that, and with all of our women out from the pens, it's time for me to go hot-footed, quite literally. I'm not going to try sprinting because I tried that before and nearly went flying. Hot-footed across to our other studio here because I'm going to be getting ready to start the men's race in what is going to be about 20 minutes or so's time. Now, that means that you need to stay watching the women's race.
With me.
With Emma. And then when you finish that, grab yourself a quick snack, rehydrate, and then maybe watch the men's race after.
Yes.
And Emma will be joining me for that later
I will
on.
indeed. I was about to say that, and I will be joining you for the finale to the men's race, Matt. So that will be great to see. Now, in terms of this Category 1 race, we've got 34 riders on the start sheets and 1 rider down the road, but we're going to drop back in with a Category 4 race because they're at the 13.9 kilometre marker. They are heading up and out here across the water, and they're coming towards that cave sprint. It's still around 1,200 metres away, but the pack is rolling and rolling strongly here. Van Rossum, Ray, Johnson, all part and parcel of this group here. Amy Young is in the mix, Vassen, Holmarson, Tompkinson, all in here. Rosa Herrera is here as well, Claudia Hyde. It's a strong, strong group of riders and racers in this Category 4 packs. As we said, still together coming up for the second sprint of the day. Well, that first sprint was taken by Tomt, Pekakova, Alray, Taylor and De Gracia. Those are the riders with points on the board in that sprint competition, and a huge number of them are in this mix. Lining up for this next sprint, Banner and De Gracia on the front at the moment, starting to pick the pace up slightly, but just watching and managing that speed. And now another little push comes in. Tomt in that green skin suit, watching the moves. Tompkinson lining up as well. Young, Jingji there as well. Sebaral Ray, Martinuski is there too. And now the start push really starts to come now from Tom. That green skin suit goes out and goes out early. It's still around 400 metres till we get to that sprint. Taylor now coming in. Miriam Taylor going up and over the top with a big, big push, but Tom responds at 9.1 watts per kilo. They're side by side at the moment, and the banner is coming. You can see Al Ray, Johnson, Van Rossum all watching the moves. Al Ray's coming up. She wants additional points as well, and so's Amy Young, but it's Tomt who takes it. Tomt takes it. The green skin suit goes under and picks up another 5 points. Miriam Taylor took 4th on the first sprint. She's going to take 2nd on the second sprint. It's lining up for a great competition here, but Tomt needs to be in the mix when we get to that section. Now, Sophie Giovanni is the rider who went off the front of the pack of the Category 1 race out of the start pen today. And she's been rewarded at that 3 kilometre marker by going underneath the sprint banner in 1 and leading Category 1 through. 10-second gap back to 29 riders. They are chasing Sophie Giovanni at the moment. She leads through Category 1 at that sprint. Mally Steyer led through Category 2, Laura Vanenpaal led through Category 3, Tomt Category 4, Ultruga Category 5, and Hamilton, who we saw the very first rider going underneath that sprint banner today on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, led through Category 6. So Giovanni picks up the 5 points, Alberg picks up 4, Holdcroft picks up 3, Filensky picking up 2, and Gallegos picking up 1. But it's Gabby Guerra who's doing the work to try and close this down and get back onto Giovanni's wheel at the moment. McCarthy, the world champion, at the top of your screen. We're in with her dancing on those pedals. Francesca Tomasi and Gabby Guerra, the 3 riders that you are watching at the moment. Is Guerra doing the business? She's closed that down, but she's not stopping, still punching here, up and out that saddle and punching on those pedals, stretching the group slightly at the moment. Bruni, Tomasi, Mayer, Holdcroft, Van Heuling and Coiston and Catherine Fua is there as well in that huge bunch of 29 riders following Gabby Guerra on the front. Caterina Caramani, one of the riders recently who's progressed from Category 2. Great to see her in the mix and lined up next to the world champion. Should be one of those riders wanting to be on that world championship stage later on this year for the 2026 World Championships. Well, she's got a fair few months to wait, but she will want to be there alongside all of the women here on your screen. They can't all make it, but the competition is going to be really fierce, as it always is. Well, Bruni now starting to move. Nicole Mayer, Alexi Snova in the mix as well. Guerra, no one really wants Gabby Guerra to go down the road, and they're closing the gap down at the moment and pushing. Mel Bruni is the rider pushing on those pedals. Interesting move. Bruni, actually Guerra's teammate. Nicole Mayer, another teammate as well. So 3 riders from the Sweat Sensations in the mix on the front at the moment. Guerra continuing to move. On the top right-hand corner of your screen, you can see the riders and you can see the gaps now starting to form. And we're also starting to have a rider go off the back of the group as well as the pack chase down Guerra and try to come back on to her wheel. So the Category 1 pack rolling and rolling strongly. They're up and out of the pen at the 5 kilometre marker. They're moving towards the Alpha Hill section and they're moving at a fairly swift rate. Now Nelly Larson in the mix there as well. But back in with Category 3. They're lining up for a sprint, but it is the second sprint checkpoint at the 15.2 kilometre marker. We're going in with DePavia, who, DePavia took second place at the first sprint of the day. So she is going to be wanting to pick up those points as well. It was Vanenpaar who picked up top 5 points last time. Beltran Nyquist and Hadlock on your screen at the moment. And DePavia opens up first. She does, but Anouk Bruget, the rider who's just come up from Category 4 with a seriously big punch. And we saw her win the sprint in Category 4 to enable her to move up to Category 3. And she at the moment is going hard, but DePavia's kicked again. Vanenpaar now launches, but too late. Anouk Bruget is going to take that sprint today through the caves. What a move from the French rider. Vanenpaar comes through in 2. Jen Reel comes through in 3. DePavia comes through in 4. Heiborg rounding that out in terms of that competition. So 20 riders in that leading group in Category 3 at this point in time. And Anouk Bruget, what a move. Fabulous racing and great timing from her to pick up that 5 points. Vanenpaar coming through for second place is enough for her to be in that green skin suit. So I don't think that competition is over at all. One more sprint to go. The Newtown sprint at the 31.7 kilometre marker, but the riders have got to get over the Vessel Rock climb first. Well, Category 3 transitioning between the Cave Sprint and the Vessel Rock. Category 2, they're at the Alphaquar Hills section. And you can see a number of rollers still to go here. 7 rollers make up the Alphaquar Hills. Some short, sharp, punchy numbers in there as well. But you can see a number of riders getting distance off the back of the bunch. Briggs, Todd, Miros, Engstrom, Steyer, Gonzalez Rua leading them through at the moment. Christine Schneider is in the mix too. Still a really good sized group here in Category 2. Christine Schneider, the rider we are in with at the moment, tightly in the group. In the draft as well. Perfect place to be as they transition from the descent into the next punch. 2 more to go. 2 more short, sharp climbs before they get to that polka dot banner where the first set of points in the climbing competition will be taken today in the Category 2 race. So the Category 2 race really is pushing on and strongly. Proust, Briggs, Bergin, Todd, Tracy in the mix as well. Christine Tracy doing a great job here, right to the fore of the group, not wanting to get distanced off the back. The riders here managing their efforts and managing their performances to stay with the group. Listen is here as well. Hannah Hakkinen, the rider from Finland, in the mix too. Borbasson, who took the win last week in Category 3 to get the progression here to Category 2. She too is in this group with Charlotte Lucas as well, the rider from New Zealand who's been out on the road. Let's just drop in with a number of the riders as we come through onto the final punch. Gonzalez, Rua, Denton, Tracy, Reese and Litton all in the group, and we're in with Gonzalez Rua on your screen. She's the rider highlighted in blue, and we know she's got a phenomenal kick on her, but she's not going to take this today. This is going to Katrin Nielsen. Nielsen is on some fabulous form at the moment, and she puts on the polka dot skin suit. Now, Katrin Nielsen, one of the other riders on that shortlist in Sweden, but not for her cycling esports, for the fact that she is the tandem pilot to one of the high-performing tandem teams. Louise Jannering is indeed the rider on the back of that tandem for that para cycling duo, and what a force they have been. It's been absolutely fabulous. They are hanging up their wheels this year, but are on that shortlist with Camilla Ahlberg, who we were talking about earlier on in this Category 1 race. Kate McCarthy on your screens at the moment, also on that stage in Abu Dhabi, walking away with those rainbow stripes for the second time, and great to see her in the mix as well. There's a nice little cup of tea being drunk in the background there. Do like that, but at the moment, McCarthy pushing on. I always do love watching the supporters in the background in the pain caves. Week in, week out, and it is great for the riders to have that support, but also for the interest in cycling esports as well. Now, Catherine Fuhr, the rider, towards the back of the group with Camilla Ahlberg at the moment, and there is Ahlberg, the rider we were talking about, nominated in that Female Cyclist of the Year category in Sweden. Good luck to her, and good luck to everybody else on there. There's some outstanding riders and names on that list, and what a privilege and honour it must be to be part of that. Well, Merle Bruni on the front of the pack, but the pack wide across the road at the moment. They're rolling strongly here through this Alphaquar Hill section. The bridge is coming, but they've still got 3 more climbs to go. So Category 1 are the last group of riders to go through the Alphaquar Hill section. It is the first of 3 categorized climbs making up that climbing competition today here on the Sunday Race Club. Ahlberg, Kulczynski, Vellner, Larsen, Guerra, Gallegos, Bjarhead, Gothlander, Schnover, Tomasi, Van Heuling, all still in the mix here. Still a big group of riders in this Category 1 race. We've lost 1 or 2 riders off the back since the last port of call. Going through the first sprint of the day, 29 riders were in the leading group. It's going to be interesting. We'll do a check when we get through the next checkpoint, which is coming very shortly. Van Hove, Holdcroft, Coiston, and everybody trying to get as much recovery as possible on the downhill here. They know it's going to get punchy. They know it's going to get fast because there's going to be riders driving towards that polka dot banner, wanting to pick up the points in that competition today. Wow. Is it going to be Kate McCarthy? Is it going to be Gabby Guerra? Will Tomasi or Ulberg come through? Can the punch of Jennifer Gothlander beat them all to that polka dot banner? The 5 riders on your screens at the moment, all part and parcel of this leading group. They've got around 700 meters to go, the descent and then the final kick to the polka dot banner. You can see the look on the face, the concentration, the watching, the wearing, the positioning. Bruni, Snova, Velt, the 3 riders on the front, and Snova backing off at the pace a little bit as we're coming in on the descent, just dropping that heart rate. Van Hove pushing back into the group. Velt hanging on as well. We're waiting for the final punch, and I've just seen Catherine Fua go at around 5.5 watts per kilo. Now she goes at 8, but Tomasi has gone at 10. Francesca Tomasi is leading them out on this final climb. Gallegos is coming as well, but Francesca Tomasi has gone early. Catherine Fua is coming now. She kicks at 13 watts per kilo. She's back down to 12, managing the effort here. Has she left it too late? Catherine Fua comes over the top of Francesca Tomasi. What timing from Catherine Fua to take the polka dots. We saw the sprint. We saw the strength of Fua the other week at the final, where she went head to head and pushed on, but what a move there. What great timing from Catherine Fua. Francesca Tomasi's early launch and attack looked as though it was going to stand, but Fua came through the pack. So Catherine Fua leads through Category 1 at the Alpha Hills checkpoint, taking those 5 points. Catherine Nielsen, Category 2. Angel Hadlock, Category 3. Gina Van Rossum, Category 4. Carla Atruga, Category 5. And Monica Hadjuk led through Category 6. Wow, what a move. 24 riders in that leading group now in Category 1. Fabulous to see them all there. Just a bit of shout out. Brittany Litton's on our screen at the moment in Category 2, coming towards the second sprint here. So Litton has gone long. Gonzalez Rua is going to try and do the business behind. So is Mally Steyer and Jenny Eck. But Litton, what a move from Brittany Litton. Can she hold this? It's a long, long way. It is in terms of sprint terms to that 10.8 kilometer marker. You can see the banner is coming, and it's coming quickly. 10.8, 15.2 is what I mean. 10.8 is the Alpha Choir Hills. She's got around 250 meters to go, and now Anna Svardström kicks from behind. Svardström is coming and coming fast from behind. Can Litton hold this? Schneider's coming too. They may want the extra points. Anna Svardström's up onto Litton's wheel. Litton has got to push, but Svardström comes up to and over the top just in the last few meters. What a move from Brittany Litton. But Anna Svardström, well, her timing was to perfection. Oh, I thought Litton had that for a moment, but no, it was indeed Anna Svardström who comes up and over the top. And Anna Svardström, another one of the riders from Sweden, and also she was previously, before Katrin Nilsson, I do believe, Louise Janring's tandem partner. So there we go. Both of those tandem pilots racing, cycling, esports in their own right, and absolutely fabulous to see. So Category 2 on the right-hand side of your screen. Svardström now taking a big recovery and rest after that sprint checkpoint. Category 1 at the 13-kilometre marker now, and not that far behind. Nicole Mayer and Kristen Kolczynski just off the front of the pack. And one of the things I always like about watching Mayer ride is that sort of just... Let's pick this race up by the scruff of the neck and move. Let's just go off the front, long range. Kolczynski is with her as well. It's a good duo. Van Heuling is the rider doing some chasing. Amelia Van Hove, Alexi Snova is there as well. But at the 13.4 kilometre marker, they're around 1,800 metres out from that sprint checkpoint we've just seen Category 2 go through. On the right-hand side of your screen, Jacqueline Almeida is solo at the 28.9 kilometre marker, while she's at the 29 kilometre marker Now, she is down off the other side of the Vessel Rock climb. In fact, she went over that climb in first place, 17 seconds ahead of Monica Hadjuk. There were 7 riders in that second group, Hadjuk leading them through. We will take a look at that when we go back in with Almeida, but she has obviously just established and stretched that group. Well, at the 22.8 kilometre marker, they are just 200 metres from the top of look at the size of this category 4 pack. Martinuska, Van Rossum, De Grazia, Jan Marsen, Johnson, Amy, all in the mix here. Amy Young is there. The riders on your screen. Johnson is up and out of the saddle. Gina De Grazia and Gina Van Rossum. Oh, Van Rossum and De Grazia now get up and out of the saddle. The punch is coming for the banner. Martinuska is going to go under in 1. Van Rossum in polka dots may well have done enough to hold on to that skin suit. Yes, she has. Now, Martinuska takes 5 points. Van Rossum takes 4. De Grazia takes 3. Taylor takes 2. Amy Young takes 1. 19 riders still in that leading group in category 4. Absolutely brilliant to see at that point in the race. They've got the long descent to start before the run towards the finish line at that 44.3 kilometre marker today. Nicole Mayer still leading in this category 1 race, now starting to pick up the pace here because they are coming towards the Alula Cave sprint. She's only just off the front of the pack, and I can guarantee someone with the draft is going to come through here. Koinsonen is in the mix. Bruni, Guerra, Alberg. Alberg starts to pick up the pace. Falensky now goes 11.5 watts per kilo. Brigitte Falensky pushes on, and look at the speed of Falensky coming out and through the pack to go underneath that green banner. Meyer, Guerra, Gallegos, Bruni, they're all in the mix, but it's Falensky that goes in first place. She doesn't, however, pick up the green skin suit. That goes to Camilla Alberg, and that is because of their finishing positions. Alberg took second place in the first sprint, but it was Falensky who led them through this time. Svanström led through category 2, Bruget led through category 3, Tomt category 4, Atruga category 5, and Georgina Jones led through category 6 at the Alula Cave sprint. So great to see the riders and racers out on this course in Alula. 44.3 kilometres of racing today, 362 metres of climb. Gabby Guerra now on the front of the pack. A number of riders getting distanced now, as we see in the category 1 race. The 15.9 kilometre marker. 21 riders now in that leading group. So it is slowly getting smaller. So category 1 at the 16.1 kilometre marker, they are just under 2k back from the category 2 pack, who started 5 minutes earlier. You can see category 6, who are the first riders out on course today. Jacqueline Almeida at the 30.7 kilometre marker. She's about 1,000 metres away from sprint number 3. The gap she has on that group of 7 riders behind her now out to 31 seconds. Fabulous racing from Almeida today. The sort of course that really suits her. Punchy, opportunities to attack and opportunities to ride away, and she's taken those opportunities. She took that opportunity on the Vessel Rock climb. She established a gap at the top of the Vessel Rock climb of 17 seconds. She's now extended that on the descent and transitioned towards the Newtown sprint out to 37 seconds. Great racing from Almeida today. So category 6 came out of the start pens first today on the Sunday Race Club, 10 minutes ahead of category 5. Then we had 5-minute gaps between the race fields till we got to category 3, then a further 10 minutes to category 2 and 5 minutes to category 1. All 6 races out on the course at the moment. Exactly the same course, the Alula rolling course here for the 1st of March. Qualifier 1 on the Sunday Race Club for March. You can indeed come along and join Jacqueline Almeida and the the rest of the Sunday Race Club by heading over to MyWhoosh.com and clicking on the events page and finding out what the Sunday Race Club is all about. You, like Jacqueline Almeida, can go underneath the sprint banner in one, and she's done that indeed. That Newtown sprint, she leads through category 6 with a gap now of 40 seconds. Great racing from her. She will now head towards the Face Rock climb. The rest of the pack behind, working out how they can bring her back and close her down. Well, the pack is on the left-hand side of your screen, and you can see the push for the minor points because Georgina Jones is in that green skin suit. She's going to want to hold on to it. So Jurek pushing on and picking up the 4 points. Jones picks up 3, but it is enough to hold on to that sprinter's skin suit and take the competition overall. So 1 rider clear in category 6, 7 riders in the chasing group, 38 seconds clear. So category 2 at the moment, big pack of riders at the 19.7 kilometre marker. They are about to come in to the categorised section of the Vessel Rock climb. It's an interesting climb, this main climb today, because 6 steps form the Vessel Rock climb with opportunities for recovery during and between those 6 discrete steps. So we find on a step climb that the packs do not split up as much as that on a steady state climb because there's the opportunity to punch and then come back into the group should a stretch form. Category 1 at the 18.3 kilometre marker are 2 running towards that Vessel Rock climb. Why don't we take a look at what they're going to face? So here in Alula, the Vessel Rock climb coming at that 20.4 kilometre marker. Well, that's the categorised section on that Vessel Rock climb. It is the second of the 3 categorised climbs here today. And it's interesting because whilst the average gradient says it's 3%, you can very clearly see the steps with the recovery. In fact, even a downhill section there. And it's a type of climb that suits the climbers, but also suits the sprinters, those with really good top-end power and able to hang in. So it does equalise up the climbing and the difficulty here on this course in Alula today. And we have seen in some of the other categories, bunches go over the top of this climb already. Will we do that in category 2 and category 1? We will very shortly find out. But when they get to the top, they've then got the descent down onto the flat plateau. They go through the Newtown sprint. And then more short, sharp stepped climbs that face them. The Face Rock climb, the 3 rollers being the last of the categorised climbs before that run to the finish line at the 44.3 kilometre marker. So category 1 running in to the early steps. You can see just a stretch on that category 1 group on the top right hand corner. Category 2 climbing already. They are motoring on the early steps of that climb. Category 3 at the 25.5 kilometre marker are off and onto the plateau the other side of that of that Vessel Rock climb. Alice Lethbridge led them through in 6 seconds clear of Gemma Daniels. Keinsberger, Kawazuska and Vanenpar picked up the points. In fact, it was a group of 13 riders behind Lethbridge. I would imagine Lethbridge back into the pack in category 2. But in category 3, but we will have to wait and see. Category 1 and category 2 now on the climbs. Category 2 are actually on the segment now at the 21.2 kilometre marker. Category 1 coming in on the foothills at the moment. We've got riders coming off the back of that group. That group in category 1 was 21 riders. Through the last sprint checkpoint. It's not going to be 21 riders when we get to the top of the Vessel Rock climb. So Stephanie Briggs leading category 1 at the moment on the climb. Gabby Nordin coming through, Camilla Miros, Mally Steyer is there, Emma Todd, Jenny Eck, Christy Tracy. They are all in the mix, and it's an interesting one. The whilst Briggs might be off the front, look how wide across the road the rest of the pack is. Everybody watching each other until they need to put their nose out into the wind on this climb. This is a type of climb because of its gradient and because of those steps that we saw on the map. The riders wanting to contend the climbing competition will be waiting as long as possible because it is the type of climb where people can come back to you. Now, at the 28.7 kilometre marker, this is the flat run in the category 4 race. They went over the top of the climb. 19 riders went over the top of the climb in the leading group. Martinuska, Van Rossum, De Grazia, Taylor, Young, Hjalmarsson, Alray, Donahue, G, Idzik, all in that group. That was the top 10, and that group still together by the look of it, rolling at the 29 kilometre mark. They're going to be coming towards the Newtown sprint shortly. It's around 2 kilometres down the road, but it is a flat run. The green skin suit in the mix in the pack in category 4. So that is a good indicator of where that first move for that Newtown sprint is going to come, and it's going to be interesting to see whether Tonta can take top spot in all of that competition, or whether Kath Tompkinson on your screen, again resplendent in that Femcycle collab top with the MyWhoosh shorts, can do anything about it. Tompkinson, one of the riders who we do see on the Sunday Race Club, a cycling esports specific rider, and I do love that because we've got riders here who we've talked about other disciplines and racing other disciplines, but we've also got riders who ride and race cycling esports and have only ever ridden cycling esports. It is what has attracted them to cycling, and it is what they love about cycling, and it is their specific and chosen discipline, and one that they absolutely adore. Tompkinson, one of those quite rightly. Well, Stephanie Briggs continuing to push on the front of this category 2 pack, and she's now going clear of the group. Eck, Denton, Norden, Tracy, Banerjee, Steyer all starting to come through from behind. But Stephanie Briggs has decided the polka dot banner is mine today, and she's gone out long for it. She's going to come around this right-hand corner and she's going to spot the banner. I think it's too late for anybody else. Briggs has done it. Stephanie Briggs goes under the banner. She's going to put, well, will she? Depends how many riders go over the top of Katrin Nielsen. Nielsen's already in the polka dots from the first part of the competition. Schneider, Eck, Nielsen going through. Oh, interesting. Katrin Nielsen looks like she's going to keep that skin suit. She does. So Briggs in fact, there you go. Briggs took 8th place in that first climb. She takes 1st place in the second climb. There's going to be some competition, I think, at the Face Rock climb, the final set of climbs here today. But Briggs takes 5 points, 5 seconds clear of the 19 rider group behind. Schneider, Eck, Nielsen and Engstrom pick up the rest of the points in that climbing competition. So we're going to have a group of 20 riders in category 2 heading towards the finish line today. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Playing out at the moment on the Vessel Rock climb is the category 1 race, and it's Mina Koistinen on the front with Nicole Mayer, Gabby Guerra, Kristen Kolczynski, Catherine Fua now taking to the front. Fua is on a charge today. She came through and got her timing right on the first climb. That's why she's in polka dots. Guerra now coming up onto her wheel. Mayer and McCarthy. Ulberg is there as well. They are packing Catherine Fua at the front here. They're at the 22.4 kilometre marker. There's around 500 metres to go until they get to that polka dot banner. Now they know from wrecking this route before that you come around that right-hand corner and the banner comes straight at you. You do not get a lot of sight of that polka dot banner. Tomasi now continues to push on. She's being chased by Camilla Ulberg. Catherine Fua is still in the mix. She's sitting, waiting. Gallegos is there, Guerra and McCarthy Kolczynski is at 1 second. This is another big push, and we're dropping in with the riders. McCarthy, Alberg, Tomasi, Guerra, and Mayer on your screen. Alberg is in the green skin suit here. Fua's in the polka dots. Tomasi is 2 seconds up and off the front. What can Francesca Tomasi do? Can she do the business here this time round? It was her versus Catherine Fua last time, and Fua got the better of Tomasi. She's going to come around the bend. The banner is coming. How quickly can she get there? Boom goes Francesca Tomasi underneath the banner. She was rewarded this time with the 5 points. Catherine Fua comes through for second place, however. So Fua, I think, will hold on to that skin suit. Well, she does. But there's one more climb to go at the 39-kilometre marker. That's where the next polka dot banner is. Expect a Tomasi Fua challenge. Well, Tomasi goes through in category 1. Stephanie Briggs in category 2. Lethbridge category 3. Martinuski category 4. Samuel led through category 5. And Almeida category 6. Great racing, as always, on the Sunday Race Club in every single category. Absolutely brilliant to see. Tomasi, McCarthy, Bruni, Fua, Guerra, Gallegos, Coinston and Kolczynski all at the front of this category 1 pack. 10 riders now clear with a 13-second gap back to 3. This group of 21 riders that we had last time at the sprint. Now the climb, well, it is down to 10. So Tomasi, Fua, McCarthy, Guerra, Gallegos, Kolczynski, Alberg, Coinston, Bruni and Holdcroft, the 10 riders in the leading group in category 1. And Francesca Tomasi settled into a rhythm on the front here. She's not as interested in going back into the group. Interesting, because the riders behind are not chasing at the moment. They're letting Tomasi go. And Tomasi here, interesting move from her on the descent off of that Vessel Rock Plateau, just continuing to sit and tap a time trial rhythm of her own. Well, she's established a 6-second gap. Going to be interesting to see what happens there. Camilla Alberg, her teammate, on that endorphin squad, coming to the front of the pack and coming off of the pace. Great teamwork there, inspiring or trying to inspire the group behind not to chase. And it's working. It's still sitting at 6 seconds. So 1 rider clear, 9 riders chasing at the moment in category 1. Category 3, we are dropping back in with at the moment, and they are at the 30.6 kilometre marker. There's a number of red jerseys in there. They've caught a number of the category 4 earlier starting riders. They're coming up to that new town sprint. So it's a steady pace here. They're wide across the road in category 3. We saw Bruget took the sprint last time round. It was a really interesting move from Vanenpart, Real, De Pavia and Highball. The first sprint, it was Laura Vanenpart who took that skin suit. Now they're going to open up for the final sprint of the day, and they're going to take the run in. They're around 600 meters out at the moment, and we're in with Bruget at the moment, and she's just sat in the pack quietly waiting. Vanenpal literally on her wheel. Kindberger is there, Lethbridge is there, Hadlock, and it's Jen Reel on the front at the moment, and Reel's gone long. Reel is leading them out here. It's a long run from Jen Reel off the front here. Well, one of the riders further back in the pack going to be able to come through and take this, because Jen Reel's pushing and pushing strongly at the moment. It is a bit of a tailwind section here, so she's going to be getting help. The rest of the riders, I don't think the move is going to come. Vanenpar and Bruget are now starting to push from behind. I've seen Bruget go at 9.5 watts per kilo, but Jen Reel is going to lead them under. Nice move from Reel today. Bruget is going to come through for 2. Vanenpar for 3, I think. Yeah, it is indeed. Gemma Daniels takes 4. Sabrina Horner takes 5, and it looks to me like on countback, Laura Vanenpart is going to hold on to that green skin suit and win the sprint competition overall. But it really was mixed in category 3. Real takes sprint 3. Bruget took sprint 2, Van and Part took sprint 1, but her positioning on those two other climbs, Laura Van and Part takes that competition away. Well, category 6 is all change. The face rock climb is where category 6 are at the moment. Last time we were in with Jacqueline Almeida, she had 31 seconds, no, 38 seconds actually, on the chasing 7 riders. It is now 23 seconds at that point on the road as they go underneath the final climb banner of this competition. So Almeida goes through, leading them through 1 hour, 13 minutes, 31 seconds of racing. Jamie Jurac goes through in 1 hour, 13 minutes, 55 seconds. So leading through the group of 7 racers behind at 23 seconds. The gap is coming down. Well, the checkered flag at the end of this race, 44.3 kilometres. There's 4K to go for Jacqueline Almeida. Can she stay clear of the chase group behind? Category 5 started 10 minutes behind Category 6, and this pack rolling strongly here. 9 riders in that leading group. Make that 10. So 10 riders there. Now, Carla Atruga wearing the green skin suit, but she also holds the polka dot skin suit as well. Brooke Samuel on your screen at the moment, part and parcel of this leading group, managing her efforts, staying in the draft, keeping a good eye on the rest of the competition as they start the run towards the finish line today. They've got the final climb of the face rock before they get there. That starts at the 38.5 kilometre marker. Those 3 rolling hills that we've just seen the category 6 race go through. Now, Almeida time trialing her way off the front of the pack, but the gap is down. The gap is down to 14 seconds. Jacqueline Almeida's lead could well be in trouble here. She's just punched up and over the climb. The group behind her coming there, not quite in sight yet. Gavaria Arias is leading the group. Jurac, Jones, Hadjuk, Jaskalainen is there. So is Geraldo. There's a bit of a stretch on that group as they try to chase, but now Jacqueline Almeida is in a rhythm on the front of the group. It's going to come back to the flatter sections here. 2 small, punchy climbs to go. What has Almeida got left in her legs? She's just extended that gap now back out slightly to 18 seconds. She could do this. She is 3 kilometers from the finish line. Almeida is on the charge. She's got her head down. She's got those legs, the power going through those pedals in an attempt to take the win today on the Sunday Race Club. Category 4, Miriam Taylor is on the front of the pack at the 36 kilometer marker. They're rolling towards that face rock climb, the final climb today, but the pack is huge behind. At last count, we had 19 riders in this category 4 group, and so much. There still is 19 riders, so much talent in the group. De Grazia is on the back, just paying attention to what's going on. Atahualpa is there, Claudia Hyde. Femke Vassanen is in the mix. Ting Lu is there too. The group wide across the road, travelling around 40 kilometres an hour at the moment on the flat section here. This is the top of the climb before they descend to the plateau where the face rock climb is located. And they are rolling really fast as a group. Absolutely great to see. So on the right-hand side of your screen, on the left-hand side of your screen, the category 3 pack being led by Alice Lethbridge. Lethbridge in those polka dots at the moment. Hadlock, Daniels, Karwazewska, Keinberger, all in this group. Category 3 pack at the 34.8 kilometre marker have been through the final sprint of the day, the Newtown sprint where we saw them. Where Jen Reel took that competition. 17 riders in the leading group, and another big group coming in towards the finish here. They've got, just over 9 kilometres to go of racing left. Lethbridge in the polka dots. Van and Par in the green. Category 2 on the right-hand side of your screen, a little bit further back down the race route at the 30.4 kilometre marker. They're going to come into the Newtown sprint section very shortly. We had 20 riders in the leading group going over the Vessel Rock climb in Category 2. They're heading now towards the Newtown sprint. They are wide across the road. It's a strong group. The polka dots on the back. The green skin suit currently sat with Mally Steyer. She's sat third wheel at the moment in this group. Polka dots just winding it up on the back of the pack to stay in here. Hayley Simmons on the front. Some really strong racing at the moment, and in fact, when I was taking a look through last week's results in this Category 2 race, Hayley Simmons setting a 20-minute and a 1-minute power PB on the Sunday Race Club. Absolutely brilliant to see. So coming into some fabulous form, and she's in the mix again today. The rider better known for her time trialing ability. But Bergen now on the front. Tracy is there. Steyer, Eck, Proust. Holly Bergen is leading this out at 7.8 watts per kilo. She's kicking. Tracy's gone up and over the top. Steyer is there as well. They're heading towards that banner. Chrissy Tracy is the rider putting down the power. Bergen watching. Can she go again? Steyer now starts to kick at 8.9 watts per kilo. What's Bergen and Tracy got? Steyer goes up and over the top. Steyer, I think, is going to take this. Can Bergen or Tracy do anything about it? Not today. But Steyer goes underneath the banner. She's going to walk away with that green skin suit and take the sprint competition overall. What a move from her in that competition, and what a move from Jacqueline Almeida in Category 6. She's come back into Category 6 and she's taken away the polka dot skin suit today in the climbing competition, but Jamie Jurak is pushing on behind. She's just now 5 seconds back. The gap was out to 38 seconds. It's come back to 23. It came back to 13. It's now out to 5 seconds to second place. The push is on from behind, and they're sprinting here to try and get back onto Almeida's wheel. Jacqueline Almeida has got to respond here. She's got 600 meters to the finish line. It is a seriously long 600 meters for Almeida, but she's going to attempt to take the win here today. She's going to push all the way to the line. What can Jurak do? She's 3 seconds back from Almeida. She's slightly moving quicker, but the road could run out. Can Almeida hold this? Can Almeida take this to the finish line? She's done a phenomenal job today, going away on the Vessel Rock climb, establishing that lead on the descent today. Almeida driving towards the line. Jurak driving towards her wheel behind. But Jurak is not going to have enough road today. It's Jacqueline Almeida who is going to take the win on the Sunday Race Club Qualifier 1 in March. Almeida goes through underneath the banner, takes that yellow skin suit. Jamie Jurak is going to take second place today in Category 6. What a move. 3 seconds separating those two riders on the line. Great racing today from both of them. So more of those Category 6 riders coming through now. Isabella Giraldo taking third. Angie Gaviria Arrayas taking fourth, and Georgina Jones taking fifth place. And Jaskalainen and Hadjuk 6th and 7th. Well, Category 5, that 41.3 kilometre marker coming through over that face rock climb. Brooke Samuel took the points from Maria Wilhelm, Anta Denise, Isabel Alzet, and Katarzyna Palauska as well. 9 riders in that leading group at that point on the road. They are making their way towards the finish line today. Kate McCarthy now on a charge here at the 32.4 kilometre marker. They've come through the Newtown sprint. In Category 1, it was Nicole Mayer who took that from Alberg, McCarthy, Tomasi and Holdcroft, but now they start to run towards the finish line. There's one small climb before they then drop into those face rock trio of bumps, but McCarthy trying to make the most of the road here, but she can't shake the other 11 riders in this group. 12 riders in the leading group in Category 1. Pushing towards the line. One rider in trouble, just hanging off the back at the moment, but Maya Olberg, McCarthy Tomasi, Holdcroft Gallegos, Fua Guerra, Kolczynski, Bruni, and Koinstenen are the riders who were in the group. Van Heuling had got back on and into the mix, and she is indeed the rider just hanging off the back of the group at the moment. Kolczynski, McCarthy, they're continuing to push at the front of the pack. Gabby Guerra now comes into second wheel to watch what's going on. Koinstenen is there as well as Olberg. Fua now paying attention to as they come into another punchy climb here. McCarthy, the world champion, is trying to decide this race early at the 33.4 kilometre marker. There's 10k left to go. What can McCarthy do? Can she make this group smaller? Can she go away? Guerra is marking her wheel and desperately not allowing McCarthy to go down the road. There's not a lot of climbing between where they are at the 3.7 kilometre marker and the finish line. Normally we would expect those climbs to be where McCarthy and Guerra attack. Now, at the 42.7 kilometre marker, Fredholm now starting to make a move in the Category 5 race. The Category 4 pack, it is huge. 19 riders in that group in Category 4, continuing to roll. In fact, actually, now it's down to 17. Brooke Donoghue and Shannon Martinewski, who were in the group last time we were with them, now distanced off the back of the pack. So 17 riders coming to the finish line in Category 4. Category 5, well, 8 riders in that leading group. Amber Johnson, 17 seconds back now. And Carla Atruga, who had the green skin suit and still has the green skin suit, 37 seconds back. So the riders in this leading group will not be worried about that green skin suit. The sprint winner, when it comes down to this final sprint today, they're going to come around and take this left-hand bend, then a right, and then a long right before they get the long run to the line. And they're going to see that UCI banner for some distance before they get there. They've got less than 1 kilometre to go, around coming up to the 800 metre mark, and Brooke Samuel on the front here. Ida Fredholm, Maria Wilhelm is there. Skirska is in the mix as well. This is going to be an interesting sprint here in Category 5. Well, Fredholm looking like she wants to be the one on the front of the group, but with 600 metres to go, it's still a long effort. Very, very shortly, they're going to sight the UCI banner. There it is in the distance. Now Samuel sat back in the bricks. Brawl is there. Skirska is up at the top. Palaska is the rider pushing on, and so is Damnice. And Anta Damnice goes from the back of the pack. She's starting to wind this up now. Alzat is going as well. Isabel Alzat's gone at 9 watts per kilo. Brooke Samuel's on your screen at the moment. Anta Denise is leading this out. Alzat's coming through, though. She's coming through thick and fast. Now Samuel gets up and out the saddle to push with the group. Brawl is there as well. Anta Damnice is second wheel, but Alzat is the rider off the front, and Isabel Alzat doing a sterling job here, heading towards that banner. She's got 200 metres to go, and Alzat is the rider in 1. Brawl coming through in 2 at the moment. Can Alzat round this out? Can she take the win here today on the Sunday Race Club? Alzat is pushing. Skirska is coming. Can Alzat hold this? She does indeed. What a move. Isabel Alzat holds that to the line. Magdalena Brawl comes through for second place. US Skirski comes through for third. And Damnice takes fourth. And Katarzyna Polaska takes fifth place today. Category 5 pack, rounding that out. The Category 6 sprint race that was getting close as well. Category 4 are going to be the next group into the line. 17 riders in this leading group. It is a huge pack. "17 riders, 1,000 metres to go." Taylor is on the front, Marson, Van Rossum, Johnson, Young, all in the mix. Jingji is there as well. So is Kath Thompkinson, Katie Kansara Jones, Seba Al Ray. 18 riders lining up for one sprint. They've got around 650 metres to go at the moment, and they're still wide across the road. Just taking a little look, and it is starting to wind itself up. Claudia Hyde now at 5.5 watts per kilo, starting to move up in the group, and I've just spotted Natalia Idzik in here as well. We know she's got a great sprint on her. Tomt is in the mix, however, and she's right at the front in that green skin suit. Tom Mette Tomt, the rider in green. She's won the sprint competition. Megan Albon is in the mix as well. Albon took the win in category 5 last week and has come up into 4. But it's Tomt at the moment leading out from Tompkinson. Kath Tompkinson's going up and over the top at the moment. She's pushing on. She's side by side with Tomt. What can she do? Tomt responds to Tompkinson. Al Ray is there. So is Vasson and Kansara Jones. Femke Vasson is coming up pace from behind. Tompkinson is there too. Tomt starts to push, but now they come over the top. Vassonen is there. Femke Vassonen, I think, is going to take this today. What a move! In category 4, Femke Vassonen takes the win. Camilla Atahualpa comes through for second place. Tomt takes third. Al Ray takes fourth. Young takes fifth. Idzik van Rossum, Tompkinson and Kansara Jones. Miriam Taylor round out the top 10. What a move. What a sprint. 3 seconds separating the top 18 riders in category 4. Great finish. Well, we said at the start of the show that Vassonen had put in some phenomenal figures last week and was really a rider coming into some great form. And she's just proved that in the sprint today. So Femke Vassonen taking the win in category 4. Category 3, well, they're 1.3 kilometres out at the moment. 17 riders were in this leading group. We're in with De Pavia at the moment, Bruget, Nyquist and Hadlock. Now we've seen the sprinters go head to head in this group. Bruget and Vanenpar, De Pavia, they have all been head to head in the sprints today. Who is going to take the final sprint here in category 3 into the finish line today? You've got 900 meters to the finish line. They're going to take this left-hand turn. They're going to take the right after it, and then they're going to sight the finish line banner, the UCI banner. Kawazuska's on the front, but she doesn't want to be there. You can see her coming off the pace and just looking around to see what's happening. She's clocked the fact that there is now 700 meters to go here. It's a long run sprint, but De Pavia now at the front of the pack. Lopes is there as well. Daniels, Lethbridge, Bruget, Berard, all in the mix now. Anouk Bruget looking and watching. She's got to get her timing to perfection if she wants to pick up the win here today. They're coming into that final 400 meters. Who is going to go first? Lethbridge is on the front here. Lethbridge is leading this out. Gemma Daniels starts to kick from behind. Veronica Ciciolka goes as well at 8 watts per kilo. Ciciolka has launched here, but they are still wide across the road running into the finish line here. Bruget goes at 10.8. Look at the move from Anouk Bruget. She's on your screen. You can see the effort going in here. She goes up and over the top. Bruget, what a powerhouse. Anouk Bruget is the French rider here. Laura Vanenpar is trying to come from behind. I don't think she's going to close down the gap, and neither is Vrobel. Anouk Bruget is going to take the win in category 3 today. What a move from the French rider. Her timing and her sprinting, absolutely superb. De Pavia takes second place behind her. Another phenomenal effort from Karen De Pavia. Vrobel takes third. Vanenpar takes fourth. Kawazuska takes fifth place today in that category 3 race. That was superb. 1 second separated the top 14 riders today in category 3. What a sprint, what a move, and Bruget came out on top. Well, on top at the Face Rock climb is Catherine Fua, cementing that polka dot skin suit in that competition in Category 1. 10 riders in that leading group, but at the moment, Tomasi and Fua, 2 riders just clear by around 2 seconds. So Fua led them through 58 minutes and 7 seconds of racing to that top of the face rock climb. Catherine Nielsen led through Category 2, and Nick Bruget, who we've just seen take the win, led through Category 3. Van Rossum led through Category 4, Samuel Category 5, and Almeida Category 6. Well, Catherine Fua leading through the riders in Category 1. Now, Francesca Tomasi and Catherine Fua, will they work together to go clear of the group behind? Can they work together to go clear of the group behind? Or else we're going to see a big sprint. And, well, maybe Catherine Fua wants a sprint finish, but I doubt Francesca Tomasi does. Ulberg, Koinstinen, Guerra, Gallegos, Kolczynski, Bruni, McCarthy, Holdcroft, all in that mix. The chase group, well, it's 29 seconds back. Kate McCarthy now pushes on and closes down the gap. She doesn't want Fua and Tomasi away because they've picked up the pace and they're sitting down comfortably. This is one of the short, sharp bumps to the finish, and there are not many of them. Fua, Tomasi, Guerra, McCarthy, Ulberg, Gallegos, all back together again. Kate McCarthy, will she sit and get to the front of the pack, or will she come off the pace? Guerra doesn't want the lead. McCarthy doesn't want the lead. Now we go back to a group of 10 riders on the Sunday Race Club Category 1. They've got just under 4 kilometres to go, 3.5 kilometres to go to the finish line. One group of 10 riders. I think we could well be lining up for a sprint finish today in Category 1. I'm not sure any one of those riders can get away now. So Category 1 and Category 2 coming in towards the finish line today on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. This is Qualifier 1 for March. This is the women's race, and we have Category 1 and Category 2 to bring home today. Category 2 are on the right-hand side of your screen. The pace may be sat at 37 kilometres an hour, but they are wide across the road, and we're in with Christy Tracy, who's riding Zone 1, Zone 2 at the moment. They are playing cat and mouse with each other. They are wide across the road. They have got eyes on each other. They are not winding this up yet. There's around 1,500 metres still to go in this race. And Emma Todd now starts to come towards the front and pick up the pace. This is one of the 2 small bumps on the run-in. Just the riders stretching their legs as they come up and over. It's not going to cause any problems in the pack, but the riders just punching up and over those climbs. Around 1.3 kilometres now to go in this race. Settling back in to Zone 2 work, bringing those heart rates down, everybody watching each other, and around 1 kilometre behind them are the 10 riders who are leading the Category 1 race at the moment. Guerra, Tomasi, Bruni, Kolczynski, they are all on the front of the group. Gallegos, Fua a little bit further back. Catherine Fua in that polka dot skin suit. It's a big push coming from the back of the pack at the moment and going up and over the top. And Bruni is the rider pushing on. So is Francesca Tomasi. I did say, would anybody want to go long? And Francesca Tomasi is the rider wanting to go long here today because she doesn't want to take the rest of these riders into the sprint. There is only one option if you do not want to sprint, and that is to go long and go hard. And that's what Tomasi is doing. Fua and the rest of the group are trying to close this down, but Tomasi at the moment is continuing to work. She's only got 2 seconds on the group. Elise Gallegos is there. McCarthy coming up to the fore now. Oh, Tomasi continues to punch. It's a small climb, but she is not, I don't think she is going to make this. She's not going to put too much of a gap in to the riders behind. It's 3 seconds at the moment. Will it stay 3 seconds? Well, Category 2 have spotted the UCI banner. Charlotte Lucas is the rider on the front winding this up. Stephanie Briggs is in there. Banerjee and Nordin. Nordin now on the second wheel, and she's on the wheel of Lucas, who can go up and over the top. Milene Proust now goes so So does Schneider. Christine Schneider now pushing on at over 8 watts per kilo. Sarah London coming into the mix as well. Schneider's on the front. The banner is coming. Who's going to take this? It's Charlotte Lucas. It's Schneider. Oh, Lucas goes up and over the top. Does she take it? Well, it is going to be a very close run thing. She does indeed. Charlotte Lucas takes it from Sarah London. Christine Schneider in third. Melaine Proust in fourth. Gabby Norden in fifth. Well, that was a 17-up sprint in the Category 2 race. And at the moment, Francesca Tomasi is trying to go clear of the Category 1 race. She has got, well, she's not got far to go. She's got 700 metres. Tomasi's got 2 seconds on McCarthy, but now McCarthy comes at 9 watts per kilo. You can see the effort written all over the world champion's face to catch Francesca Tomasi, but catch her she is going to. She's going to catch her before the finish line. Camilla Ahlberg is also on the chase. So is Catherine Fua. Guerra is there as well. She too is working hard. McCarthy comes up onto the wheel of Tomasi. What can Tomasi do? Can Tomasi respond to the world champion? Who's going to respond to Kate McCarthy now? Kate McCarthy continues to push. He continues to drive to the line. Guerra is there. Gallegos is there. Fua is coming, but can Fua close down the gap to McCarthy? What can Catherine Fua do now? Can she sprint off of this pace? She's just kicked at 10.5 watts per kilo. Has she got enough road? Can Catherine Fua do anything here about Kate McCarthy? McCarthy is heading towards the UCI banner. Fua is coming, but McCarthy goes under in one. Kate McCarthy wins the Sunday Race Cup. Catherine Fua was flying behind, but not quite enough road to make the catch today. McCarthy takes the win. What a move. Absolutely brilliant racing from her. Catherine Fua comes through for second place today. Guerra comes through for third. Ahlberg in four. Tomasi in five. Gallegos, Bruni, Koinstnen and Kulczynski round out the top 9. Cracking racing. What a move from McCarthy to try and catch Francesca Tomasi. She went long, she was bold. Tomasi made that first move and McCarthy closed it down to take the win today on the Sunday Race Club. Catherine Fua came through and took the sprint for second, ahead of Guerra, Ahlberg, Tomasi, Gallegos, Bruni, Koinstnen and Kulczynski. Maria Holdcroft coming through for 10th place today in that Category 1 race. Fabulous, fabulous racing across all 6 of our race fields today. The women's race, it never disappoints. What racing today. Cannot wait for Qualifier 2 for March next week. And as we said earlier on, if you want to join us, head over to MyWhoosh.com and click on the events page. Everything you need to join us for the Sunday Race Club is there. Well, that's been the women's race. The men's race is underway at the moment. Grab yourself some refreshment and head over to watch the finale of that. That is where I am heading next. Thank you for watching the finale of the women's race with me, Emma Martin. I shall see you very shortly with Matt Payne in the studio for the rest of the men's race. Until then, see you soon. Goodbye.